Welcome to the DNA Advantage podcast, where you can learn facts about your DNA that can help you live a healthier, longer life, doing all the activities you dream of doing. If you want to gain more control over your health and the factors that influence it, you're in the right place. I hope you're having a good first week of December. It has gotten cold here. I'm not sure where you are, but it is definitely getting cold and windy here. Of course, the holidays are top of mind right now, and I just did a holiday strategy session. If you missed it, you can catch it down below for anyone who's interested in creating a plan for your health for the holiday season. But I've been thinking about how emotional the holiday season can be for people and how difficult that can make things. For most of us, it's a process that we go through every holiday season, and I think we just accept it. We just allow for it and expect there to be some level of, I don't want to say melancholy, but that nostalgic reflection and longingness. You guys chime in and tell me what you think, but that's just where I go with it. And it can affect our stress level and it can affect our health for sure. And that's why I wanted to give a little bit more emphasis today on that aspect of the holidays. I mentioned it in the holiday strategy session, but I didn't get into details. I just want to highlight a few things that could free up some of our emotional energy and move things in a more positive direction. The holidays are a really special time. We spend more time with family and friends usually, and a lot of family customs and traditions are rooted in the holidays, and that can bring us to that more familiar feeling and those nostalgic and reflective moments. That is probably why holidays can be drawing us in that mode. And it's also rooted in holiday music. And think about anything. You could be watching a video that is emotional and not bring you to tears. But if they add music to it, look out, it's over. And that is something that the holidays are definitely rooted in, very traditional, repetitive music. There is a music station or two that start playing the music before Thanksgiving. I think it was even around Halloween, sadly, but I do not do that because I can only handle it for so long. And I think that is why, because it's rooted in the traditions and it brings us back and makes us very reflective. So all of these things take us to past experiences. Of course, I don't mean to generalize because I know everyone has different experiences, but when we're reflective, a lot of times it's the positive experiences that we're reflecting on, and they can still make us feel sad or longing because either there are people that were in our lives that are no longer with us because they've either passed or they're just not in our lives on a daily basis anymore. And if we have children, we're reflecting on years that they were younger and we experienced different phases of their lives. And I think what we really could benefit from is taking time to reflect on the good memories and appreciate what we experienced in our lives. We all have phases, just like we think of our children's phases of life as separate and distinct phases that they go through as a process of becoming an adult, becoming who they are and who we are. We went through that too. It might be a distant memory, but it's valuable to give ourselves an opportunity to really experience those memories and honor them and honor the people that were in our lives. When I went through this process myself, I was reminded of a time that is really sad for me. It's surprising I remember. I was only probably 2.5 or 3, I would have been 3, but it was the last Christmas that my mom was alive. And it's a beautiful memory. She got me up early. I thought it was the middle of the night. My perspective as a child was that it was dark out, so it was the middle of the night. And she got me up, and my dad was in the kitchen, and we went in, and it was just the three of us, and we made cookies. First she made breakfast, and we sat down and had breakfast, and then we started making Christmas cookies. And it is a memory that is as if it were yesterday. It's so distinct and close to me. And yet when I think about making cookies, a lot of times I push that away and I think of it as a sad memory. And I think what we need to do is really look at it as an opportunity to have that closeness with the people that aren't with us anymore, or that just aren't in our lives anymore, and honor it, experience it again, integrate it into our lives, in my case, with my children. And I have done that where I've made cookies with them. I've never gotten them up in the middle of the night or early morning. I'm sure it was just early morning. But I didn't do that when they were young. I think it was a little too difficult for me. But at the same time, I wish I had done it, because it could have become a tradition. So I challenge you to really think about ways that you can create traditions that can make that special for your kids. It's almost like you're reframing the experience and reframing the holidays in a way that you want them to be, and be able to use the memories that we have in our favor and not allow them to draw us down or to make us feel like we're missing out on something. We are going to miss the past. It's not coming back. But we can use that in a way that is serving us and that gives us power in our current life and our future. And when it comes to traditions, I also challenge myself and anyone else to make those traditions healthier. Try to give a healthier spin on things, because I know when I was growing up, it was a healthier time in terms of how the ingredients were made, and there weren't quite as many chemicals in our environment and in our food, but it was still unhealthy. There were still many things that were unhealthy, and the ingredients and some of the recipes, oh my, that have been handed down to me, I've had to completely redo. But being able to reframe the traditions, and I mentioned this in the holiday strategy session, because we don't need to abandon all of our traditions, but making traditions for the future generations, for our children, and then they will pass them down to their children. If we can tweak them and make them more of a healthy approach, and even sharing memories. What is your favorite memory? Have a tradition on Christmas Day or maybe Christmas Eve where you ask your kids, what's your favorite holiday memory? And it might be something about playing a game or being with their siblings or hanging out with their cousins. But it's really important to see it through the other people's eyes and experience the holidays in new ways. And especially when we have hard memories to deal with, or we feel the loss of individuals in our lives, being able to see it through our loved ones' perspective is really valuable. Focusing on the joy of the season and appreciating those that are in our lives now is so valuable, because next year, the reflection that we wasted an opportunity to have this year as a really good holiday. Being able to really see things for how they are right now and the opportunities to be healthier and less stressed and experience the time that we have with our families. Sadly, we don't know how much time we have. And I know in my case, my mom knew that she wasn't going to be here beyond that Christmas, but she still made it a special Christmas for me. And that is amazing. That is something I would want to be able to be remembered for, is that I made a difference in my family and in my clients' lives. And being able to see beyond the initial melancholy experiences, leaf through your memories and zoom in on some of them. Share them with family members, share them with your spouse and your loved ones. Talk about what it means to you and how it shapes your current experience of the holidays. It really is a beautiful thing. It may bring tears and it may bring laughter, and that's all good. It's part of the process of healing and integrating and evolving. We need to do that. I glossed over it in the strategy session that I did because I was on limited time, but I just wanted to zoom in on this because it does affect our stress level and it does affect our health. There's no question that trauma and stress affect our health, and we need to be able to give ourselves the gift of processing those emotions and those memories and enjoying them, being able to find the positive and experience the laughter and even the tears. I hope this helps you have an even better holiday than you're already having. The season is meant to be experienced and shared, and I do hope that it helps. I hope that there's something here that you could integrate with your family and that you all have a wonderful holiday season, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks so much for joining me to learn about DNA health. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. If you'd like to join my free community where we delve into more details about DNA, just click Community below.